Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Orbit of Learning by Swati Singh. So today's topic is world's total 195 countries with their capital and currency. So in this video I'll be telling you the world's all the countries with their capitals and their currencies. So starting up with the Afghanistan. Its capital is Kabul and currency is Afghani. Next is Albania. Capital is Tirana, currency is lek. Next, Algeria, its capital is Algiers and the currency is dinar. Next, Andorra, capital is Andorra la Vella and currency is euro. Next one is Angola, capital is Luanda and currency is New Comonza. Next country is Antigua and Bermuda and the capital is St. John's and the currency is East Caribbean dollar. Next, Argentina, its capital is Buenos Aires and the currency is peso. Next is Armenia, the capital is Yerevan and the currency is dram. Next is Australia, the capital is Canberra and the currency is Australian dollar. Next one is the Austria, its capital is Vienna and the currency is euro. Next is Azerbaijan, its capital is Baku and the currency is Mannat. One is the Bahamas and the capital is Nassau, currency is Bahamian dollar. Next is Bahrain, capital is Manama and the currency is Bahrain dinar. Next is Bangladesh, the capital is Dhaka and the currency is Taka. Next is Barbados, its capital is Bridgetown and the currency is Barbados dollar. Next is Belarus, its currency is Minsk and the capital is Minsk and the currency is Belarusian ruble. Next is Belgium, its capital is Brussels and the currency is euro. Next is Belize, the capital is Belmopan and the currency is Belgian dollar. Next is Benin, the capital is Porto Novo and the currency is CFA francs. Next one is Bhutan, the capital is Thimphu and the currency is Gultram. Next is Bolivia, the capital is La Paz, is the administrative capital and Sucre is the judicial capital. The currency is Boliviano. Next one is Bosnia and Herzegovina and the capital is Sarajevo and the currency is convertible mark. Next, the current country is Botswana, the capital is Gaborone and the currency is Pula. Next one is Brazil, the capital is Brasilia and the currency is Real. Next is Brunei, capital is Bandar Seri Begawan and the currency is Brunei dollar. Next is Bulgaria, capital is Sofia and the currency is Lev. Next one is Burkina Faso, its capital is Ouagadougou and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Burundi, its capital is Gitega and the currency is Burundi francs. Next is Cambodia, the capital is Phnom Penh and the currency is Riel. Next is Cameroon and the capital is Yaoundé and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Canada, the capital is Ottawa and the currency is Canadian dollar. Next is Cape Verde, the capital is Praia and the currency is Cape Verdean Scudo. Next is Central African Republic, the capital is Bangui and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Chad and the capital is Djamena and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Chile, its capital is Santiago and the currency is Chilean peso. Next is China, the capital is Beijing and the currency is Chinese yuan. Next is Colombia, its capital is Bogota and the currency is Colombian peso. Next is Comoros and the capital is Moroni and the currency is francs. Next is Congo Republic of the capital is Brazzaville and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Congo Democratic Republic of the capital is in Kinshasa and the currency is Congolese francs. Next is Costa Rica and the capital is San Jose and the currency is Col. Next is Cote d'Ivoire and the capital is Yamoussoukro and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Croatia and the capital is Zagreb and the currency is Croatian. Next is Cuba, the capital is Havana, and the currency is Cuban peso. Next is Cyprus, the capital is Nicosia, and the currency is Euro. Next is Czech Republic, its capital is Prague, and the currency is Koruna. Next is Denmark, the capital is Copenhagen, and the currency is Danish krone. Next is Djibouti, the capital is Djibouti, and the currency is Djiboutian francs. Next is Dominica, its capital is Rosia, and the currency is East Caribbean dollar. Next is Dominican Republic, the capital is Santo Domingo, and the currency is Dominican peso. One is Ecuador, its capital is Quito, the currency is US dollar. Next is Egypt, the capital is Cairo, and the currency is Egyptian pound. Next is El Salvador, the capital is San Salvador, and the currency is colon. Next is Equatorial Guinea, and the capital is Malabo, and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Eritrea, and the capital is Asmara, and the currency is Nakfa. Next is Estonia, the capital is Tallinn, and the currency is Estonia kroon. Next is Ethiopia, and the capital is Addis Ababa, and the currency is birr. Next is Fiji, the capital is Suva, and the currency is Fiji dollar. Next is Finland, the capital is Helsinki, and the currency is euro. France, the capital is Paris, and the currency is euro. Next is Gabon, the capital is Libreville, and the currency is CFA francs. Next is the Gambia, the capital is Banjul, and the currency is the Lassi. Next is Georgia, the capital is Tbilisi, and the currency is lari. Next is Germany, the capital is Berlin, and the currency is euro. Next is Ghana, the capital is Accra, and the currency is cedi. Next, Greece, the capital is Athens, and the currency is euro. Next is Grenada, the capital is St. George, and the currency is East Caribbean dollar. Next is Guatemala, and the capital is Guatemala City. Currency is Quetzal. Next is Guinea, the capital is Conakry, and the currency is Guinean francs. Next is Guinea-Bissau, and the capital is Bissau, and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Guyana. Next, the capital is Georgetown, and the currency is Guyanese dollar. Next is Haiti. The capital is Port-au-Prince, and the currency is Gaude. Next is Honduras, and the capital is Tegucigalpa, and the currency is Lemipira. Next is Hungary. The capital is Budapest, and the currency is Florent. Next is Iceland. The capital is Reykjavik, and the currency is Icelandic krona. Next is India. The capital is New Delhi, and the currency is Indian rupee. Next is Indonesia. The capital is Jakarta, and the currency is rupiah. Next is Iran. The capital is Tehran, and the currency is rial. Next one is Iraq. The capital is Baghdad, and currency is Iraqi dinar. Next is Ireland. The capital is Dublin, and the currency is euro. Next is Israel. The capital is Jerusalem, and the currency is shekel. Next is Italy. The capital is Rome, and the currency is euro. Next is Jamassia. The capital is Kingston, and the currency is Jamaican dollar. Next is Japan. The capital is Tokyo, and the currency is yen. Next is Jordan. The capital is Amman, and the currency is Jordanian dinar. Next is Kazakhstan. The capital is Nur Sultan, and the currency is tenge. Next is Kenya. The capital is Nairobi, and the currency is Kenya shilling. Next is Kiribati. The capital is Tarawa Atoll, and the currency is Kiribati dollar. Next is Korea North. The capital is Pyongyang, and the currency is won. Next is Korea South. The capital is Seoul, and the currency is won. Next is Kosovo. The capital is Pristina, and the currency is euro. Next is Kuwait. The capital is Kuwait City, and the currency is Kuwait dinar. Next is Kyrgyzstan. The capital is Bishkek, and the currency is som. Next is Laos. The capital is Vientiane, and the currency is New Kip. The capital is Riga, and the currency is Lats. Next is Lebanon. The capital is Beirut, and the currency is Lebanese pound. Next is Lesotho, and the capital is Maseru. The currency is Maluti. Next is Libya. The capital is Monrovia. currency is Liberian dollar. Next is Libya. The capital is Tripoli and the currency is Libyan dinar. Next is Liechtenstein and the capital is Vaduz. The currency is Swiss francs. Next is Lithuania. The capital is Vilnius and the currency is Litas. Next is Luxembourg. The capital is Luxembourg and the currency is euro. Next is Macedonia. The capital is Skopje and the currency is dinar. Next is Madagascar. The capital is Antananarivo. The currency is Malagasy Arire. Next is Malawi. The capital is Lilongwe and the currency is Kwacha. Next is Malaysia. The capital is Kuala Lumpur and the currency is ringgit. Next is Maldives. The capital is Male and the currency is Rufiya. Next is Mali. The capital is Bamako and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Malta. The capital is Valletta and the currency is euro. Next is Marshall Island. The capital is Majuro and the currency is US dollar. Next is Mauritania. The capital is Nouakchott and the currency is Ugia. Next is Mauritius. The capital is Port Louis and the currency is Mauritian rupee. Next is Mexico. The capital is Mexico City and the currency is Mexican peso. Next is Micronesia, Federated States of. The capital is Palikir and the currency is US dollar. Next is Moldova. The capital is Chisinau and the currency is Liu. Next is Monaco. The capital is Monte Carlo and the currency is euro. Next is Mongolia. The capital is Ulaanbaatar and the currency is Togrog. Next is Montenegro. The capital is Port Gorica and the currency is euro. Next is Morocco. The capital is Rabat and the currency is dirham. Next is Mozambique. The capital is Maputo and the currency is metikal. Next is Myanmar. The capital is Nay Pyi Taw and the currency is Kyat. Next is Zambia. The capital is Windhoek and the currency is Nambian dollar. Next is Nora. There is no capital for this, but the currency is Australian dollar. Next is Nepal. The capital is Kathmandu and the currency is Nepalese rupee. Next is Netherlands. The capital is Amsterdam and the currency is euro. Next is New Zealand. The capital is Wellington and the currency is New Zealand dollar. Next is Nicaragua and the capital is Managua. The currency is gold Cordoba. Next is Niger. The capital is Niamey and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Norway. The capital is Oslo and the currency is Norwegian krone. Next is Oman. The capital is Muscat and the currency is Oman Rial. Next is Pakistan. The capital is Islamabad and the currency is Pakistani rupee. Next is Palau. The capital is Melekeok and the currency is US dollar. Next is Panama. The capital is Panama City. The currency is Balbio. Next is Papua New Guinea. The capital is Port Moresby. The currency is Kina. Next is Paraguay. The capital is Asuncion and the currency is Guarani. Next is Peru. The capital is Lima. Next is the currency is Peru. The capital is Lima and the currency is Nuevo Sol. Next is Philippines. The capital is Manila and the currency is peso. Next Poland. The capital is Warsaw. The currency is zloty. Next is Portugal. The capital is Lisbon and the currency is euro. Next is Qatar. The capital is Doha and the currency is Qatari rial. Next is Romania. The capital is Bucharest and the currency is Romanian rupee. Next is Russia. The capital is Moscow and the currency is ruble. Next is Rwanda. The capital is Kigali and the currency is Rwandan francs. Next is Saint Kitts and Nevis. The capital is Basseterre and the currency is East Caribbean dollar. Next is Saint Lucia. The capital is Castries and the currency is East Caribbean dollar. Next is Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. The capital is Kingstown and the currency is East Caribbean dollar. Next is Samoa. The capital is Apia and the currency is Tala. Next is San Marino. The capital is San Marino and the currency is euro. Next is Sao Tome and Principe. The capital is Sao Tome and the currency is Dobra. Next is Saudi Arabia. The capital is Riyadh and the currency is Riyal. Next is Senegal. The capital is Dakar and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Serbia. The capital is Belgrade and the currency is Serbian dinar. Next is Seychelles. The capital is Victoria. The currency is Seychelles rupee. Next is Sierra Leone. The capital is Freetown and the currency is Leone. Next is Singapore. The capital is Singapore and the currency is Singapore dollar. Next is Slovakia. The capital is Bratislava. The currency is euro. Next is Slovenia. The capital is Ljubljana. The currency is euro. Next is Solomon Island. The capital is Honiara and the currency Solomon Island. The capital is Honiara and the currency is Solomon Island dollar. Next is Somalia. The capital is Mogadishu and the currency is Somali shilling. Next is South Africa. The capital is Pretoria, which is the administrative capital. Cape Town is the legislative capital, and Bloemfontein is the judiciary capital, and the currency is rand. The next one is South Sudan. The capital is Juba and the currency is Sudanese pound. Next is Spain. The capital is Madrid and the currency is euro. Next is Sri Lanka. The capital is Colombo and the currency is Sri Lankan rupee. Next is Sudan. The capital is Khartoum and the currency is Sudanese pound. Next is Suriname. The capital is Paramaribo and the currency is Surinamese dollar. Next is Swaziland. The capital is Mbabane. The currency is Lilangini. Next is Sweden. The capital is Stockholm. The currency is krona. Next is Switzerland. The capital is Berlin and the currency is Swiss francs. Next is Syria. The capital is Damascus. The currency is Syrian pound. Next is Taiwan. The capital is Taipei and the currency is Taiwan dollar. Next is Tajikistan. The capital is Dushanbe and the currency is Somani. Next is Tanzania. The capital is Dar es Salaam and the currency is Tanzanian shilling. Next is Thailand. The capital is Bangkok and the currency is Baht. Next is Togo. The capital is Lome and the currency is CFA francs. Next is Tonga. The capital is Nuku'alofa and the currency is Panga. Next is Trinidad and the Tobago. The capital is Port of Spain and the currency is Trinidad and Tobago dollar. Next is Tunisia and the capital is Tunis and the currency is Tunisian dinar. Next is Turkey. The capital is Ankara and the currency is Turkish lira. Next is Turkmenistan. Capital is Ashgabat and the currency is Mannat. The country is Tuvalu and the capital is Wakako village and the currency is Tulivanian dollar. Next is Uganda. The capital is Kampala. The currency is Ugandan new shilling. Next is Ukraine. The capital is Kiev and the currency is Hryvnia. Next is United Arab Emirates. The capital is Abu Dhabi. The currency is UAE dirham. Next is United Kingdom. The capital is London and the currency is pound sterling. Next is United States of America. The capital is Washington DC and the currency is dollar. Next is Uruguay. The capital is Montevideo and the currency is Uruguay peso. Next is Uzbekistan. The capital is Tashkent and the currency is Uzbekistanium. Next is Vanuatu. The capital is Port Vila and the currency is Batu. Next is Vatican City. The capital is Vatican City and the currency is euro. Next is Venezuela. The capital is Caracas and the currency is Bolivar. The capital is Hanoi and the currency is Dong. Next is Yemen. The capital is Sana'a and the currency is Rial. Next is Zambia. The capital is Lusaka and the currency is Kwacha. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel for more such videos.